Welcome back, you guys. Interesting G32 Gen 4 build going to be taking place today. Let me give you the backstory on this. Let's move into the work, and that'll kind of fill you in from beginning to end. On November 14th and 15th, we had a 20% off local in-person Black Friday pre-sale. This gave the individuals local to us in the surrounding areas an opportunity to drop off and beat the rush of the typical Black Friday through Cyber Monday 4-day event that we hold every year. It's the biggest event that we hold. It's the only guaranteed 20% off event that we do each year. You may find us doing some sales here or there, but it's the only one that's guaranteed. So we have so many people that jump onto it because they've been watching the videos for such a long time. They know what they want, and this is a great opportunity to save some money and get in line in order to get your stuff done. So, customer brings us this G32. I thought it was a great opportunity to probably show it off because with it being that 357 SIG and not a 9, a 40, or 45, it's a little bit different. So obviously we would process the work just slightly different because it's a different cartridge. With that being said, we have seen some of the services before that we're going to be doing today. I did still think it was a great opportunity to show off the work and to add the G32 to the lineup, as we do see a lot of people on YouTube searching for the Glock 32 customization, custom work, or modified Glocks, or CNC cut Glocks, and they really just don't find them. So I thought it was an opportunity there. Let's talk about that work here briefly. So we have a top wave we're going to be doing. This will take place between the front sight and the barrel. It's a left to right cut, so it starts on the left, it goes across the center, and ends up on the right. Shows it'll have some nice holes to show some nice barrel out through the front. So I think that's going to be a really nice look on this particular weapon. We're going to be adding some front serrations. So we've got some front straight serrations that'll take place between the Glock and somewhere in this 4 to A in the Austria. So they'll be in this zone here. We will not be cutting through the factory text. We will be working around it, much like you'd see with the rear serrations. They'll be straight up and down and not slanted. Overall, I think it's going to give some great grip texture to the front, and it's going to kind of just bring it into the new generation because a lot of the new ones have the FS model, which is the front serration model. We're going to be doing the 507C optic cut and keeping the rear dovetail. So we're going to leave this guy alone. We're going to be cutting in this zone for our optic. Obviously, you guys know that that's a nice change. We see a ton of those. We will end up running some sort of a suppressor sight in order to work in conjunction with the optic, as that is recommended whenever you want to do an optic. And then last but not least, we're going to be running this in midnight bronze. So we do have a lot of people that request the midnight bronze and the burnt bronze color. So we're going to run this in midnight bronze. If I happen to have another burnt bronze here of just something else, one of the other customers, I'll show them side by side just to kind of give you guys a little bit better comparison between the two. But I think at this point, guys, we're kind of just ready to jump over to the CNC machine. Let's turn out this work. Let's bring it back and take a look and see exactly how it came out on the G32. All right, guys, let's take a look and see exactly how this came out now that we have some midnight bronze Cerakote on the slide. went ahead and added our Holosun 507C to give you a better visualization. We don't happen to have the suppressor sights in hand, but I did put the factory ones back in just to kind of give you the overall picture. Let's talk about the work here a little bit. So first and foremost, midnight bronze. We do have another slide out here that's going to be standard burnt bronze, which is kind of the comparison light versus dark. We're going to do a little bit of a sample back and forth. That way you're making the correct choice during checkout to make sure that you have the color that you're after. Let's talk about these front serrations. Man, they are super clean. Working around the factory text is kind of the name of the game for us. Straight or slanted, it is an option. What we don't want to do is cut through text and leave part of it left over. We do happen to see that a lot on the market with different vendors, but that's not us. We are looking for the highest quality work that can be performed. Overall, we are looking we want it to make it look the best, and we want it to feel the best, and we don't want to butcher anything. So that's kind of the best way to do that. Complete serrations on what would be the right-hand side of the weapon, of course, because there's no text to work around. Top wave, nice barrel exposure, nice flow, the way that these serrations go in with the top wave. Guys, one of the things I want to do is I want to compare, first and foremost, the colors between this and burnt bronze. So let's start with that. I'm going to go ahead and put just a paper towel down because we've got a couple other slides here that we're going to be talking about. And I want to make sure we don't ding or mark any of them up before they ship out, because this was work from today. So we don't really have a whole lot of time to do a correction. So this one in my right hand happens to be burnt bronze, and of course the other one is midnight bronze. Very close between the two. I'm loving those serrations. It's a nice combination overall, and it's a nice upgrade. Let's go ahead and move this over to here. Really, really nice. Obviously, you guys can see the quality of the serrations and the tone difference between the two. So burnt bronze, midnight bronze, that's kind of the difference between them. Now, one of the other things you're going to notice is this is the Raptor and this over here is the top wave. Now, we have the centerpiece cut out on the top wave and not on the Raptor. Other than that, they're pretty much the same cut. So it all comes down to barrel exposure. How much do you want to expose? What are your overall plans? That kind of a thing. The depth on the sides is the same. We don't hit the text on either one of them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. Now the next step up from this would happen to be the Raptor cuts with the side window. So we have this in tungsten. So this is another one of the services when you're checking out for the Raptor cut on the webpage. It's going to give you a couple of different options in there. And this happens to be the next step, which is to add the side windows for the extra barrel exposure, text removal, weight reduction. We kind of get all the extra stuff. This one happens to have an optic cut. Let's take a look at this side. Very, very clean. Obviously, we'll be able to see some nice barrel through there. One of the next ones I want to show you is Raptor cut with slanted serration. So this happens to be a G23 in combat gray. We went ahead and did the Raptor cuts on the top, as you guys can see. And once again, this is all just stuff I've been working on today. It's about a 6 to 7, maybe 8 slide per day kind of quota where I'm at right now because we've just been so busy. But if you want to see the difference between the two, this would be, the bottom obviously is the straight and the top would be the slanted. Now this is going to need to be adjusted based off of the pattern that you have, because some of them, like the 19X, have a third character over there. Some of them actually say like 19 Gen 4 or Gen 5. So there happens to be some changes that need to be made. See if we can get you guys a little better. Guys, I'm working behind the camera, so I'm doing the best I can. It's a real clean look, no doubt. So that's going to kind of wrap you up on what's going to be your Raptor cuts. Let's talk about some of the other services. A lot of the things that you guys will end up purchasing for our Black Friday 20% off event is coloring and optic. Okay, so you want to get it cut, you want to get it colored. This is a great opportunity to save your 20%. This is our in-house black that we have. It's a super clean look. I mean, really super, super clean. This is not a Cerakote color. Okay, so we've gone through that before on a couple of our other videos. This is a different product altogether. We've never had a single one of these come back due to wear or due to peeling or any of the other above problems that sometimes you see. It's not only offered on Glocks, we also have services that are offered on Taurus, M&P, CZs. You guys, you need to go to the service tab and look, because there's a ton of stuff. This happens to be a G3C optic ready 507K. I guess it's the KX2 now because they have a new model. But it's a really just, I wanted to show you guys the black. This is once again black. This is the same customer. And last but not least, let's take a look at a FN. So we have an FN 509 optic for the Venom, done a hive top over here. Real clean once again, this is black. I would highly suggest you take advantage of the 4-day event from 5 o'clock Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, all the way into Monday. At the end of the day, Eastern time on Monday, I think it ends at right at the turn of the day into Tuesday, so it goes to midnight Eastern time. Guys, there's an absolute ton of savings from the webpage. Go there, search through it, figure out exactly what it is that you want to have done. On your emailed receipt is a shipping address. Get your stuff in. quickly, because there's going to be an absolute ton of people that are going to be sending stuff in. So I would highly recommend, once you place your order, if there's a possibility you could ship it on Friday or Saturday to get it here, I would definitely recommend that. Some of the #1 services I would recommend, just based off of costs and things, is black nitride. Okay, so you start looking at what is the cost for Cerakote coloring, and you start taking 20% off black nitride, and instead of doing our in-house black, you start getting back to an almost a real close cost between black nitride and our sprayed version of black, okay? And obviously black nitride is a more durable coating. It does take several weeks to get it back, but if time is on your side and you're not in any rush, it's definitely the way to go. Some of the other things to take a look at would be your barrel coating options. We do nickel, we do gold, we do titanium nitride, of course we do black nitride. So there are a lot of options. We do polishing. These services like black nitride, cleaning, battle-worn colorings, okay? All of these can be added to your existing order by going to service, and then all the way at the bottom is a tab called additional services. You would add that to the cart and you would check out one time using the code that's provided from the webpage to get your 20% off. So don't worry about if you can't figure out where the code is. Go to the webpage, a box will pop up, it'll show you how to use the code during checkout, and you'll save that 20%. Highly recommend it if you have not been following us. There's a ton of old stuff that you can go back and view. We've got some new stuff coming out. This has been an odd year, not just because of COVID, but because of the move, because of our FFL. Our FFL has been cleared. We went through that process of trying to fight the city here for a little while to get that approved. Everything is in order, guys. So you're gonna start seeing new services that we really haven't taken in before because we really weren't licensed for them. Everything's in place now. So you're gonna start seeing all kinds of new services listed on the webpage. Once again, I would recommend that you spend some time on the webpage and get your 20% off, get your stuff sent in, but you are going to start seeing some new services just because the licensing has finally come through. If you happen to have any questions, please let us know. There is a contacts tab on the webpage. We do have an absolute ton of content on our Instagram, on our Facebook. We do have a new tab all the way at the bottom of the service tab that just says Cerakote. Starts to show you the colors that we offer as a service. So whenever you check out and you want to choose a color, I don't know what it looks like because maybe there was a color that wasn't on this list that you're thinking about, like a green or a gray. It's going to show you what all those colors are before you check out. So we would recommend that you go all the way to the bottom of the service tab and click on Cerakote. That's going to give you kind of visualization. If you need more pictures, you're not sure, maybe you just want a recommendation, you've got a different colored frame, something you just don't know exactly how it's going to flow, let us know and we can maybe give you some pointers or even show you some examples of what somebody else had done on that frame. So it'll show you how your slide would match your frame or maybe how your barrel will match your slide. So definitely some options there. Guys, just let me know if you need anything, and a lot of big things coming your way.